If you've never chased a buzz, feel free to hurl the first joint my way. Don't worry, this isn't some weird campaign ad promoting booze and hallucinogens. We're diving into something stranger, the fact that animals get high. Yep, dolphins, cats, even dogs. Turns out humans aren't the only ones out there experimenting with altered states. And some of these furry little thrill seekers, they party harder than you'd expect. Still skeptical? Let's dive into the madness. The craving to munch on something that bends reality didn't start with humans. And it definitely didn't begin with the first McDonald's. Long before fast food, nature was already serving mind-altering meals. And no surprise, animals were first in line. Some species basically live from one hit to the next. Take dolphins, for example. They're known for their intelligence, elegance, and let's just say some questionable behavior. Behind those playful smiles, drug habits, violence, and more than a few sexual hang-ups. One of their favorite party tricks? Messing with pufferfish. They'll find one, surround it like a gang of stoned teenagers and start poking, biting, and bullying it. Legend has it, they even insult its parents. Eventually, the stressed-out pufferfish releases a powerful neurotoxin, a chemical so deadly it could kill 30 humans. But dolphins? They microdose it like pros. Just enough to get high, not enough to drop dead. The result? Total euphoria. They float around blissed out, mesmerized by rocks and seaweed, like underwater philosophers on vacation. If you think only wild animals fall victim to the lure of a fix, and your precious pets are safe, think again. Our beloved cats and dogs are no strangers to getting a little altered. They just do it in their own style. Got a cat? Then you've probably witnessed their unholy obsession with catnip. Compared to something like pufferfish toxin, catnip is a walk in the park, but it still hits like nature's legal high. The reactions vary, but many cats will lick it, chew on the plant, roll around in a trance, and purr like they've had 8 beers and 0 regrets. Luckily for them, and your carpet, catnip is totally harmless and doesn't cause addiction. Just pure, leafy bliss. There's a fascinating plant called Banisteriopsis kaapi. And yes, go ahead and hit that like button just for me managing to pronounce it. Once again, Banisteriopsis kaapi. In South America, shamans have long used it to brew powerful hallucinogenic potions. But guess who figured it out way before humans? Jaguars. That's right, these lethal predators discovered the party potential of this vine on their own. After nibbling a few leaves, they drop the killer act and start rolling around like oversized kittens. They purr, they flop on the ground, and eventually they drift off into the deepest, chillest nap of their lives. It's their way of recharging, and once they've come down from their jungle trip, they return to the hunt with laser-sharp senses. There's a popular rumor floating around that sniffer dogs, the ones trained to detect illegal substances, might secretly be addicts themselves. The idea is that from puppyhood, they're exposed to banned substances and end up going through withdrawal like furry little junkies. But in reality, that's pure myth. During training, handlers use harmless scent mimics, substances that smell like the real thing but have none of the actual drugs. But hey, if any dog was hooked, that's probably exactly the excuse they'd use. But birds aren't innocent either. Turns out they've got a drinking problem too. The cause? Fermented berries and overripe fruit. Unlike bees, who stumble into intoxication by accident, birds often know exactly what they're doing. And honestly, they love it. Nothing says cool and edgy in bird world like getting totally sloshed. Once they're drunk, things go downhill fast. They fly into windows, crash into cars, and sometimes pass out in snowbanks, where they freeze to death like feathery little party casualties. In some countries, there are even special rehab shelters where kind people can drop off hammered birds. The staff warms them up, feeds them, gives them water, and sends them back out into the world. Of course, the bird shows up again the next Friday, ready for round 2. Alcoholism, it turns out, is surprisingly common in the animal kingdom. Everyone's in on it. Birds, flies, hedgehogs, rats, even elephants. In Africa, when the marula fruit ripens, a sweet melon-like treat, things get wild, especially once the fruit starts to ferment. That's when the savannah turns into one massive drunken festival. Herds of elephants will roam for days, sniffing out nature's jungle moonshine. And once they find it, these usually gentle giants transform into full-blown party maniacs. They go on rampages, attack people, crash into houses, and flip over cars like it's a safari-themed bar brawl. In 2012, one group of elephants broke into a liquor store and drank 18 crates of booze. That's about 500 liters. Apparently, that wasn't enough. Still thirsty, they trashed 3 homes before finally discovering a wine cellar. By morning, let's just say the hangover was legendary, and probably a little awkward. I think we can all agree. Monkeys are basically fuzzy little humans with fewer boundaries. They smoke, they fight, they steal wallets, and yes, they drink a lot. Take vervet monkeys, for example, also known as green monkeys, and sometimes even blue monkeys, depending on the lighting and their mood. If all they did was sip cocktails and nap in trees, no one would care. But nope, once they get drunk, they go full gangster. These primates form little squads and raid tourists like it's organized crime. They snatch bags, pick pockets, and if it gets messy, they've been known to use sticks, stones, and even knives. All that just to score another 200 milliliters of the good stuff. Now, black lemurs from Madagascar don't really have a drinking problem, but that doesn't mean they're living clean. These little rebels get their kicks from something way more hardcore: cyanide. For humans, that's a death sentence. For lemurs, it's a full-body buzz. Here's how it works. They find big, nasty centipedes and start chewing on them. In self-defense, the centipedes release toxic chemicals, including cyanide. But instead of running away, the lemurs gather around like it's spa day and start rubbing the poison all over themselves. The result? A euphoric high and a surprisingly effective mosquito repellent. In northern India, parrots have developed a full-blown addiction to opium, and they're not shy about it. These feathered junkies regularly raid poppy farms, stealing pods meant for legal medicine, and, well, less than legal basements. Once hooked, the parrots spiral fast. They damage their own bodies, lose cognitive function, fall out of trees, and live solely for the next hit of sweet, sticky opium. So yeah, if today taught you anything, it's this. Drugs are bad, animals are awesome, and drug-addicted animals are somehow both awesome and deeply concerning. Keep your wallet close if you see a monkey. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll be back soon with more completely unimportant facts. See you next time.